Oh! Greetings Wanderer, this is Atlas here and welcome to the Void. Today I'm going to be breaking down a song called Ashes on the Fire from the Attack on Titan original soundtrack. You wanted it, you're having it. So I'm really looking forward to it, alright? Onward. Right, Ashes on the Fire. Attack on Titan. Boom. Okay, here we go. Massive, saturated synthesizers. It's building up really fast. That was cool. It's going to explode any minute, any second. This is a great way to build tension. I knew it. Oof, those accents are mean as hell. I like that. The percussion in this track goes wild. It released all the energy. And it's going to build the tension again. Starts to add layers progressively. The energy goes higher. Listen to the oh. That synthesizer is so cool. So cool, the accents with the percussion. Oh! It's so... that's it? Wait, there's still... Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's... Okay. Oh, there it is. That's the end of the track. Okay. You know what? This track has really awesome dynamics in how it builds the tension and releases the tension of a song, as well as the climaxes in terms of the energy and whatnot. We're going to be talking more in depth about those things in the breakdown, so let's break it down. Okay, so for the breakdown, I want to talk about the song in general terms, some of the highlights that I noticed in the song that I think are the most interesting ones. And then I'm going to be talking more specific about a certain thing that in terms of the storytelling and the composition of a track, it's very important to tell, in my opinion, because it's an element that brings such an interesting twist to the song. Like I said, in the storytelling, but also in the composition itself. Okay, but let's talk about the general things first. Okay, first of all, I think that the brass section and the string section are equalized in terms of how they are involved in the song. Okay, this obviously the brass feels like it's way more involved because the brass section, to me, it's like the loudest section that there is in an orchestra. And you know that from a perception point, you would perceive that the brass section is more involved, but I think the string section is equally involved because it's playing sometimes it's playing in unison with the brass section, and if it's not, then it's doing a counter melody or whatnot. But certainly the brass it has, in certain to a certain degree, in some parts, is more involved or takes the lead role in telling the story of a track, but then in other parts that are more stripped in layers and whatnot, the string section does that. So I think it's interesting to point that out, that they are, like, for the most part, equally involved along the song. The other thing, of course, is that we hear synthesizers involved. We have a synthetic element to the track. I would say that if I had to put it in percentage, I would say like probably the song is 70% organic and 30% synthetic. Maybe a little bit more towards the organic part, 75 or something. But we have some synthetic instruments involved in this, and it's right from the get-go, right? Well, that we hear this massive saturated synth bass, and along the track you can hear other inconspicuous synthesizers here and there, synthesizer leads to make transitions and so on and so forth. They are not obviously the main role, although the song kind of tricks you into thinking that because you hear that from the beginning of the song, right? But that's not the case at all. So they are working as basically as a supporting role in the track, to spice it up, to add some decorations here and there, some embellishments, if you will. Just like I said before, to spice up the song. Now, two final things that I would like to mention before I jump into probably my favorite part of the track, which is the one I'm going to be demonstrating with the guitar. It's that the song is really good at making the dynamic of the tension and energy of a track very, very clear, in the sense that you either hear the song like 80, 90 or 100%, or you hear the song 20 to 10% in terms of energy and in terms of the tension. You will hear that the song has these very drastic changes. You could hear that the first part, it picks up really fast, then it drops completely, like all the layers are stripped, you can barely hear anything, like max 3 layers, 2 layers of instruments at once, and that makes the perception of the dynamic of the tension involved in the song and the energy of it way more apparent, obviously, like way more obvious. And the last thing is in regards to the percussion section, which is I mean, for the most part, I think it's just doing for the like 80% of the time, it's just doing accents, super massive accents along with the brass and the string section. Those are probably like the peaks, the burst peaks of energy that the song has that go even beyond the threshold of the climax of a song. When those parts come, because the climax of a song to me is when you can hear the choirs, right? Those were the parts where the of the composition where you hear the most amount of layers involved. But when you hear those accents along that the percussion is doing, it's like surpassing the threshold a little bit. So this is the climax of a song, and when you hear the percussion accents, it goes above. So it's boom, 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 and then it returns right to the climax. And then probably it diminishes a little bit further, but then the climax comes in again, and then boom, 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 boom. It goes like that. So obviously that makes the song sound way more epic and has more of an impact. Not pun intended. But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so now let's talk about what I think, for my taste, is the most important part of the track, and it's that it has two contrasting leitmotifs in a sense. One of them I would say is like a fake leitmotif, and the other one it's like the true one, like it unmasks itself and shows you its true identity, let's say. Because the first one, which I'm going to be demonstrating in a little bit, it sounds heroic. It sounds like filled with hope, and for the most part, it's more of a heroic feeling. But then it changes drastically towards the other leitmotif, and that one is the true one, I think, because the first one we don't hear anymore. We listen to the second one over and over again. So the track, in a sense, in terms of a storytelling, is just saying, like, it's trying to trick you. Like, it's giving you a little bit of hope at the beginning with that leitmotif because it's very heroic and so on and so forth. But then switches it up with the other one, and that one repeats itself later, like signaling or telling you in terms of a story that there was like a good part, like there was a little bit of hope there, and the struggle was worth it. You know, the struggle of a track that is written within the track, it's like worth it. We're gonna make it. But then comes the other leitmotif and says, nope, not gonna happen today, mate. But then it repeats itself, and you get to the conclusion. It's like, okay, well, this is probably going to end really, really bad. Okay, so let me play the first leitmotif, and then I will explain a little bit further how it evolves, and then I'm going to explain the other one, which is the dark one. Okay, so as you can hear there, that's the first leitmotif, or the fake leitmotif, as I call it, because it's the first one that we hear. It's the one that it sounds heroic, that's kind of giving you the vibe that we're going to make it. Let's go to battle, or let's go to war, or whatever it is that is happening in the anime when this is when this song comes in. And you know, when we go here, right? That's where the leitmotif starts, and it's not, you don't have a lot of information to where it's going, but you know it's going somewhere because it started already, right? So you have that, and then when it comes here, especially on that note right there, that resolves on the top of a melody. Yeah, that part right there is what actually gives you more information about where the song is going in terms of storytelling. And that hopeful note, you know, that heroic note, it's what gives you that sense of even security, you know, like you're going somewhere that you think that you're going to be triumphant, or you're gonna have a victory or something like that. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to play the dark one. Okay, so as you can hear there's a massive difference in between the previous melody and this melody, right? And in a sense, they start in a very similar way. And that's even more of an interesting thing, because you will think that, well, this is going to be the same one, but then it switches it up as the melody goes. So it will be something like this, like it starts here, but then when it goes to this note, that's when it changes drastically the whole story of the melody in comparison to the previous one, because the previous one was right here, right? But right here, it's even a little bit darker right from the get-go, but still you're not really sure. Because it's even the same. It's a half step or a half tone or a half step in both beginnings. But here, and then when we go to this note here, ooh, that's when it gets really dark. This note right here is it's what's making the magic of the whole dark, to the whole thing something darker and more sinister in a way. And then it returns here, and that it just seals the deal. This note, when it returns to this note right here, it's what seals the deal in the darkness and the doom that is about to come. Because let me tell you that this more than half of the track is just about something bad happening, or a really, really difficult struggle at the least. Okay, so to finalize my commentary, I just would like to say that I think it's pretty cool, and this happened in other Attack on Titan songs that I did, like YouSeeBIGGIRL and Attack on Titan. I think it's the other one that is called. It just has like really weird characters saying Attack on Titan, where you have an orchestral song for the most part that actually has some synthetic elements thrown into the mix of it. Which I've always thought that it's a pretty cool approach towards composition, because it's bringing a little bit of the bleeding edge of the future into something that would otherwise be very traditional and whatnot, okay? Which I think it's pretty cool. Another thing that I really liked were the super massive accents that the percussion was doing in the song. They were absolutely crushing. It brings the song to another level in many regards. But at the end of the day, I think the thing that I liked the most above all else was the contrasting leitmotifs, where you have a fake leitmotif that it's opening the song, that opens the song, but then you have another one that switches the tone and the storytelling of a track. And then it repeats itself to tell you, or to confirm, that's the word that I was looking for, to confirm that what's happening in the anime is going towards not a very desirable conclusion in a sense. Especially if you compare it to the first melody. Like, go to the song again, listen to the song again, and there's a massive difference in between feeling heroic and having that, to say at the very least, that struggle that something really bad is about to happen. So I think I'm gonna give this song, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friend. Also, please don't forget to visit my Patreon, my Ko-fi profile, and my Ko-fi store in case you want to support my work further, and my Teespring merch shop. And of course, ex nihilo nihil fit.